even street urchins, classless street urchins. So we buy you there. But I saw another classless street urchin of the cooking. So cookie level, no cooking. All those rabies infested, because they are ill-bred, they are very ill-mannered, ill-tempered street urchins. These are kind of followers that he's attracting now. Okay.
Will it now be safe for us to say that Kenneth Okonkwo has been colonized? If you don't know the meaning of that word, just draw closer. Let me explain to you. Maybe he has been eating some high level of corn recently, or maybe he has been articulated against the Nigerian people. Why do I say so? Kenneth Okonkwo was on the side of Mr. Peter Obi during the 2023 general election. And while he was there, he was one of the spokesperson of the party, Labour Party, and that of Peter Obi during the presidential election. After the election, that deal was off. And lately, we have seen Peter Obi and Kenneth Okonkwo kind of, statement, not really friendly in the media, judging by the way they were together in 2023. And in fact, let me allow you to watch the video of Kenneth Okonkwo saying that Peter Obi is only attracting street urchins. Then we come further to expatiate more about his statement and the reply of His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi.
How is it that people are lying with Peter Obi's name, and Peter Obi will hear such a thing publicly and will not react to it, and will not call them to order publicly? You can never use me, Kenneth Okonkwo, to lie against Peter Obi, no matter the situation. Once you bring it publicly, because I detest lies. If it is not true, I will come out publicly to debunk it. So why has Peter Obi not debunked such useless lie that somebody is lying with his name? It shows a leader that cannot even defend the truth or defend people who have even worked for him. These are the kind of problems that Peter Obi has, attracting even street urchins, classless street urchins.
So now the thing is this: as I was saying earlier, that they were together in the same ship. What happened? We saw pictures flying around of his, when you see politicians having that handshake between him and Atiku, just like we saw between Danny Bwala and Tinubu, and the rest is history, So Peter Obi has been someone that Kenneth Okonkwo has been calling, that he should be able to speak out. Peter Obi is not this radical kind of person, and he's not willing to be one in the nearest future. Hence his level and kind of behavior and politics that he played. Now that he has said Peter Obi attracts only streets, whatever, and he only attracts non-classic people. Now, the Nigerian people, are they not classic enough? That is a question Mr. Peter Obi is asking. That is humility. He doesn't want to live with the high and mighty, but with the common people. And the question that many Nigerians are asking is that, sir, unfortunately the masses or ordinary Nigerians alone, as you may likely to call them, have never won anyone a presidential election in Nigeria. You still need a sizable number of political elites on your side. These are the people who can influence voters for you in areas you are weak. Okay. I will now look at the reply of Mr. Peter Obi. Then we'll come back to this comment by one Nigerian who on X is telling Mr. Peter Obi that you actually need some political elite. And we will talk extensively on all of this. So let's look at this together. His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi replying to Kenneth Okonkwo indirectly. Yes, he replied to him indirectly because he never mentioned the name of Kenneth Okonkwo, but the whole of this piece, to me, also to everyone, is technically to what Kenneth Okonkwo said. He said, humility is paramount in my politics. No streets urchins. Okay, what Kenneth Okonkwo is doing, before we look at it, is to let Nigerians know the reason, just like you have seen the title, why Peter Obi will never be the president of Nigeria. We'll come to that towards the end of the video. So lately, I've heard a few people say that those who follow Peter Obi are low-class Nigerians, and some have even gone as far as calling them street urchins and people of no value. It is deeply unfortunate that in today's Nigeria, Nigerians now look down on fellow Nigerians in such a degrading manner. Okay. I have never and will never look down on anyone except to lift them up. After all, we can only rise by lifting others. My involvement in politics has never been about associating with the so-called high and mighty, but about standing with the ordinary Nigerians whose voices have been silenced and whose resources have been stolen by the same big names who now parade themselves with all sorts of titles and names. No Nigeria is of no value. No Nigeria is a street urchin. It speaks volume about the state of our nation that everyday Nigerians are now battered by poverty and hardship, to the point their leaders refer to them as of no value and urchins. Oh God. Every Nigerian deserves dignity, opportunity, and care. That is why I will continue to do my part to ensure that the ordinary Nigerians enjoying a better life, one built on access to education, quality health care, and genuine effort to lift them out of poverty. True leadership is not about mocking the weak. It is about lifting them up. A new Nigeria is possible. Pew. Point out of this place, Peter will be talk about the lifting people up. Oh yes, lifting people up. It's not about looking down on people, but lift. After all, we rise by lifting others. If you remember that statement made, it's a popular statement by Davido, by the way. So now, Kenneth Okonkwo and his camp, all they are doing is to demarcate Peter Obi, just like Danny Bwala and those in APC Fox have been doing over the years. Peter Obi is not the president of Nigeria. Peter Obi is an opposition like you. So why always try to talk down on this man? Why always trying to look at issues? So leave him alone and focus on the issues. Issues bordering the government, people in government, issues bordering Nigerians. Why criticizing the man who is also criticizing your oppressor? I don't get it sometimes when I look at some people. And anyway, I believe that Peter Obi is the product in the market, and for you to sell your market, you have to bring a good product. So without mentioning Peter Obi, you cannot sell your market. So everybody is Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi every now and then. Peter Obi shouldn't be your problem. Even if they ask you questions about your relationship with Peter Obi, hello, I was a spokesperson to him before, I am not longer. I don't hold brief for him. I don't want to talk about Peter Obi. Just cut it off. Is Peter Obi an ADC member? For now, he said he's working with ADC, but I don't know if he's a registered member of ADC. Case closed. I don't understand. But you say that you are not having any personal problem with Peter Obi. So what is it? No, what is it? What is it? This man have decided not to go in a way that you want. He said, this is the way I want to go. Either I win or I lose. I will stick to this pattern. You decided to let him go. Then one, leave him alone. What is the problem? And what is the problem with Nigerians? Kenneth Okonkwo is, doing things that he ought not to be doing. And he is talking about lying with his name. What are those lies? Anyway, This is not the whole video. I believe the video is longer than this, and when I checked it, I cannot bring the whole of that video here. So maybe you just check for it. I can't bring the whole of that video here. But he didn't mention, I don't say at any point in time, but it's not to be corrected though, where he mentioned the lies that they're using Peter Obi's name to, I don't know. He details lies and all of that, but what are those lies that you're talking about? Mention them. Let us know. But you will not. So that was the reason why I started by saying that maybe Kenneth Okonkwo has been colonized. He has been eating corn, or he has been articulated against Mr. Peter Obi. Atiku, everybody knows that having Peter Obi in your camp will help you in winning the election 2027. So that's the reason why ADC are mounting pressure to make sure that he comes. And Peter Obi is saying simple thing. You have to zone this thing to the south. Atiku, you don't have to contest. As long as Atiku is going to contest for primaries, I am not going to come. Because I know it's going to be the lies. So please, let us have this thing official. It is zoned to the south. Then we can come. And if we come and lose, no problem. We support whoever wins. I agree. But for the fact that you want to throw this thing open, you know, go work. It's just like, you know, that is why we have been saying this thing, that ADC is formed, orchestrated for Atiku Abubakar. Simple. And Peter Obi have maintained this stand that he is not ready for power grabbing. If it is not for the people, he's not part of it. And to make change, you don't need a whole 8 years to even make change. If you are so intentional about it, you don't need too much time. You just have to put the machineries on ground, and those people will run with your vision. Not the one that we have in Aso Rock, where Atiku and Peter Obi is referring to them as imposters and an assembly of forgers. We'll be talking about that in our next video. So, looking at all of this, you will come to understand that the problem in Nigeria today is not just, you know, the opposition are not even together to make sure that they even fight the common enemy. What is this? This is uncalled for. It doesn't make any sense. When I watched the video at first, I was like, no, I'm going to talk about this. Until I saw Peter Obi's reply, that I said, no, then we have to discuss it. We have to bring it to the news. We have to talk about this. And we all need to understand that the ADC that we have today will not be functional in 2027 if Peter Obi is not part of that ADC. Take it or leave it. If Peter Obi is not part of that ADC, ADC will not be functional in 2027. So, all this drama that they are acting, Atiku might have articulated all of these guys, and you have seen that this particular person was with Atiku, and he has been saying, come to ADC, he has been saying all things. Like to the comment made by the young man who said that you need some certain political power, that whatever, to influence voters. If you have the appeal of the people, what this person is trying to say is to fight. It is the system he's talking about. You need some connections. You need some people in the system that can help protect your vote. It is not about the people. The statement or the comment where the person said that you need some political elites, you know, to protect you where you are weak, to influence votes for you where you are weak. Where is Peter Obi weak today? No, mention one place that Peter Obi is weak. Is it in Lagos? Or is it in Brunu? Or is it in Delta? No, tell me. Or is it in Cross River? Or Rivers? Or are you going to mention Benue State? Or is it Nasarawa or Kwara State? No, call now. Is it Jos or Taraba? Which states? Which region? Which part of the country? Or is it Adamawa, the home state of Atiku himself, where he don't even used to win his state all the time? When you look at the numbers that came out of 2023 general election, we will understand Peter Obi is loved. Look at him. Anywhere he goes, look at the love. And this thing also translates into voting. This is because we have a failed system. That's the reason why we continue to talk about all of this all the time. So you don't really necessarily need any political jingles, you know, to make sure that they pull some triggers for you. Yes, there are some people who have been in this game for a very long time. You have to align, which is the reason why we saw him with the former Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Pantamu. And we saw him with, even as going as far as meeting with people like Sheikh Gumi. And we have been seeing him with Erufai of late, right? So yes, all those people are important. Are they not Nigerians? If you are president, are you going to be president of all of them? And they are all Nigerians now. What he is trying to do is building bridges. Yes. And if you remember, Peter Obi have been always saying this thing, that even those who have been stealing, that he was not going to close his door and be running after thieves. He will only try and look for a way and block the loopholes while he is after those people. I don't know if you get the point. But as a philosopher that he is, many people don't understand him when he speaks. And that is the reason why they are always in confusion. And that is why we are here to explain to you, for those who doesn't understand what he's saying. However, what he's saying, Peter Obi is doing, and the reason why he's meeting some of those people, and this is a response to that comment. The truth of the matter is, he's building bridges. And if you have stolen money before, at least bring some part of it back to the government. We won't prosecute you. No worry. Don't worry. We won't prosecute you. Just bring it back. But if you don't, we will come heavy on you. Everybody will pardon you, forgiving all of you that have stolen money. No worry, forgiving you. But on one condition, that you bring 50% of that which you have stolen back to the government coffers. And henceforth, anybody that attempt or think to attempt or attempted to attempt will be vehemently dealt with, like IBB said in those days. So these are the issues, and I believe that Kenneth Okonkwo and every other like-minded opposition should be thinking of holding the government accountable and presenting issues to Nigerians and convincing them to vote an alternative, someone who has the capability, capacity, and competency to govern this multicultural, complex nation called Nigeria. And stop attacking each other. Thank you for watching.